Hey guys, it's Brooke from the Vintage Gardener. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm starting on dealing with the seeds that I got in the seed exchange. I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm not entirely happy. The seeds came kind of late. A lot of these need to be cold stratified, and quite frankly, it's kind of late. I mean, I'm gonna start them because I don't want the seeds to go to waste, but I don't even think I have vermiculite. I'm gonna actually have to go get some. Some of these actually have to be cold stratified for like 30 days, 90 days. And so, I mean, on one hand, I guess it's okay because I'll start seeding them in the summer. But I really, the seeds that I got, this is one of the types of things, it would have been so much better if they had come, you know, in December and beginning of January, so I could have put all these things right outside and that would have been my cold stratification done. So I don't know, maybe I'll drop that in the suggestion box. So I thought I'd start with the September charm anemones, and there's only 4 in the pack and they're already starting to sprout. So I'm gonna get them in some cups tonight. And that's pretty much all I'm gonna do for tonight. The rest I'm just gonna go ahead and put in the refrigerator, and I'm gonna deal with them tomorrow because right now it's already kind of late. And also I think I'm gonna start some kale. Let me go get the little containers I'm gonna use. Okay guys, so this is one of the new sets of seed starting things that I'm gonna start. It actually fits 12 in here. It's completely clear so you can see the roots. I think I mentioned before that I really like that. It's got a vent on the top of it, so that's gonna be kind of cool. Great for making sure the moisture doesn't get too bad. But the other thing they included were these little tools. So they gave you a little scooper, they have a little dibbler, they got this little spade thingy, and then they have this other pointed fork thingy. I don't know what that's for. But anyway, I'm going to start the kale in this little thing. We're supposed to get some nice temperatures in the next couple of days. So I actually might just put it out on my front porch and just let it sprout that way. We'll see. But I do have some, hold on for a second, guys. Okay, so let me turn the camera around. So I did look in my stash of seeds. The rest of the stuff that I have, with the exception of the stuff that I got from the Hardy Plant Society. The rest of those are like later winter sowing things. And ordinarily I would start them now, and I'm probably going to do some the next week. It's just that I had an issue with my cold frame. The cover ripped in the last windstorm, and so I have to do something temporary so I can start the rest of the stuff outside. I am not a fan, even though there are certain things I am doing inside, I'm not a fan of it. And the thing is, I have so much stuff, and when I was getting all those seeds, I did it because I knew that they were going to be outside in the cold frame. So now that that's not an option this year, this is causing a problem. So I think I'm gonna do some like temporary cold frames using some wood and some PVC piping. That'll be a different video. But for right now, I'm just gonna get the kale and the September charm anemone planted up tonight, and then I'm gonna actually go to bed early because I'm trying to read through Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time series, and because I tend to go to bed a little bit later, I keep falling asleep. And so I need to get through it because it's like 20,000 pages, and I bought like the whole, all 15 books, and so I'm gonna get a little of that done. So I'll come back after I finished doing the kale and the anemone. Okay guys, so these are the Japanese anemone. The September charm. As you can see, they're already sprouting. So I'm just gonna, the soil is already damp, so I'm just gonna put them in the little holes that I did using the little dibbler, which is kind of cool. And I'm just gonna spray the surface down, but I don't know that I need to put maybe I'll put some plastic wrap over them, but I'm not gonna worry about trying to create like a humidity dome because these are already sprouting. And so that part is done. So I'll be right back in a couple seconds. Okay guys, so I'm done. So here are the for September charm. Is the kale. I put the September charm in a tray and I'm just putting this little humidity thing over it. And hopefully that should do the trick, but I think I should start seeing where the sprouts coming up. And so that's it. So guys, just to take a moment to appreciate the dahlia seedlings that are bigger. And I just planted these up a couple days ago. They're already getting bigger. I think because they're in a bigger space, plus there's more room. And these are my herby herbs, which are doing well. These are up in the soft servine, more dahlias, more herbs, and that sort of thing. So anyway, guys, I'm off to bed, and let's take a look at the, come here, Poochie. Come here, Bumpy. Come here. Come here. Hi. Hi. Hi there. Can you say hi? Yeah? You ready to go to bed? Okay, guys, we're gonna go night-night. Hey guys, it's Brooke here from The Vintage Gardener. Welcome back to my channel. So tonight I'm going to be starting on some of my nasturtium and my sweet pea. The nasturtium, I'm really growing them primarily for edible purposes because they are really tasty. I've been growing them as an ornamental, but they are edible. And so, you know, they kept saying, oh, it's got a peppery taste. Well, when they say peppery, they mean like black pepper. And so it opens up all kinds of possibilities in terms of foods, because apparently you can like steep them in vinegar to flavor vinegar and use that as like salad dressings. You could toss it in salad. The little stems, like the stems of the plant, they were like, you can use them as chives. So I'm definitely going to try some things. I've been looking for recipes. There aren't a lot because I think a lot of people aren't really eating it that way. But I told some of my coworkers about it. And so since I'm growing them herbs, I thought I'd add this one too, because it's just a really nice flavor. So I'm going to be starting some more butterscotch. I have butterscotch for me, but I'm going to do some more. I'm going to use some Nasturtium Yeti. This one is like almost like a vining version, because it gets like 6 feet. And then I have black velvet, and oh, that's upside down, sorry, black velvet, and I've got some mahogany, and then last but not least, I've got some Whirlybird mix. Now guys, with the nasturtium, there's like 3 types. There's the mounding type that gets like 12 inches by 12 inches. Then there's like the trailing type that gets kind of like a couple inches. And then they have like the total vining type, which is the Yeti, which gets like 6 feet. Now, I got to be honest with you. I've had a really interesting experience with nasturtium. First off, you'll see frequently on the packs that they're drought tolerant when established. That is not true at all. They're just not. I tried that in 2020. They did good in spring, but when the heat of summer came, you know, I was giving them extra water. Like it was on the drip, plus I was giving them extra water, and they just dwindled down to almost nothing. They rebounded when the end of the summer, we started getting a lot more rain, like in August and September, the temperatures cooled. Then they came back with a vengeance. I did notice that they were kind of trailing a little bit, and I was like, well, I thought I had the mounding types, but maybe I did get a trailing, or maybe they were, you know, their seeds were mislabeled. But then last year I grew some of the cherry rose jewel, and that got huge. It ended up, I think I actually had to cut it back in June because it was starting to go into like take over the walkway. Even though I cut it back like to 5 or 6 inches, by the end of the season, it had almost completely taken over the walkway, and the walkway was 3 feet wide. So in my opinion, the difference between like a mounding and like a trailing is really the amount of water. They were on irrigation, they were getting plenty of water, and they just did absolutely, you know, magnificent. So they're not drought tolerant. Well, let's put it this way, in New Jersey, they're not drought tolerant. Maybe if I lived in a cooler climate, like maybe like Cape Cod, maybe they would be okay. But in New Jersey, they need water and they they need plenty of it in order for them to be happy. So that's just something for you guys to keep in mind if you decide to grow them. So I'm going to soak them in water overnight. The other thing that I'm going to do is my sweet pea. So I have two types. I have the little sweetheart mix. I don't know what this is going to look like. And then I got from Hudson Valley Seeds, I have one, it's called the Finnriver Sweet Pea mix. And so I'm going to start these now. Supposedly you can, which are so sweet pea, but some of them, like last year, it was like the heirloom versions, like had great germination. The more fancy kind that I have really didn't do well. I have to do a little bit more research to figure out like with the fancy type, is it like a slightly different genus or something? But if you start all of them a little bit later, it's going to be fine. So I'm going to start these now. So let me show you what I'm putting it in. Okay guys, welcome to Brooke's Antique Shop. So I'm going to be using some of my fine china for this because I don't really, I mean, I use it, but it's sitting there and I need to, you know, I think I have other things to soak in, you know, since I'm not using this, it's not like I'm taking away dishes I'm using. So I've got these little cups with double handles, and then I've got these small kind of little bowls with double handles. So these bowls with double handles, this is referred to as a cream soup bowl. So it's like for, like, you know, if you were going to do bisques or anything that's kind of creamy, where it's got a wider surface area to kind of keep it at a lower temperature, because things like bisque and everything, you don't like serve them boiling hot. Whereas the bouillon cup is made for soups that have like a broth base. It's less surface area to keep them, you know, warm. And of course you can, you know, use little double handles and drink from it. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to put the sweet pea in the bouillon cups, and I'm going to put the nasturtium in the cream soup bowl. So I usually use some hot water. So I'm sure you guys could hear the beeping of the microwave. I heated up some water, so that's pretty much what I'm going to do. So I'm going to grab my steady stick, and you guys can watch this whole process. Okay guys, so now I am done. So basically I just put the, you know, little packets on the saucers, and then tomorrow when I pop them up, I will do the actual labels. One thing I did want to point out about the sweet pea is that sweet pea is toxic. So even though it's in the pea, like, you know, the peas that we eat family, this is toxic, so just be aware of that. The Finnriver mix is the typical sweet pea that's a vine that gets pretty long. The little sweetheart mix is a shorter variety, so it's good for containers. So that's why I did a lot more, because I do want to do some more containers this year, and you know, and so that'll be great for that. With the nasturtium, I am starting some now. I may start some a little bit later, because I think especially once I find some recipes, I might be eating a lot more of it. So I'll probably need to have more on hand just so that I don't decimate my supply. Let's see. I think I actually probably need to add some more to the mahogany mix, because that packet was partially full. And so yeah, so this is all I'm doing for what I'm doing for tonight, and I will come back tomorrow to plant them up. So I think what I'm going to do is, the nasturtium are definitely frost sensitive. So those I'm going to keep indoors. The sweet pea, once they get to a certain size, I can put them outdoors. I'm probably going to sprout them in here and then put them out on my front porch because it'll get more, it'll be closer to the house to get some of the heat, but also it'll be getting acclimated to outdoors. The sweet pea actually need to be planted out before you hit the last frost because, you know, I want them to get a good size, you know, once I put them in the ground before they start blooming. Because last year, I think I put them out a little too late. They did get taller even though they started blooming, but it's just one of the set, I think probably would have gotten taller if I had put it out earlier. So that's it for today's video, guys. I will see you in the next one. Toodaloo. Hello, everybody. So I'm back. This is kind of part 2 of the video. So I'm going to do some cornflower, also known as bachelor button. So I can't remember if I started some of these already. I don't think I did, but I'm going to do some more because I think they were going to be kind of nice. So these are bachelor buttons. This is the polka dot mix, so it's blue, pink, and white. So it'll definitely go in the promenade beds. These will get 16 to 24 inches tall. And let's see. For some reason, I feel like the first time I planted them, the heads were really tiny. And I've seen other people, so I think it's just that in 2020, I just had a mess up with my everything flipping over a couple of times. So I think that was the issue. I did get another kind from a geoseed. It's called Classic Fantastic. I think this one might be blue, but we shall see. So this time around, I'm going to start them in one of my new seed trays. So let me flip the camera around so you guys can see it. Okay, guys, so I'm going to use this one instead. So this one has the vent on top, and then on top of that, it's got the humidity thing plus the thermostat thing. And so let's see how to turn. Oh, this is on. How do I pull the tab out? Oh, okay. And I've got this at Fahrenheit, so it just pops right down, oops, into here like so. So, okay. So definitely the humidity needs to come up. For seedlings, it needs to, germination, it needs to be like 90 to 100%. So I'm going to moisten my soil with some warm water just to get everything started. And then I'm just gonna pop these in here. I think there are, let's see, I think it's 40 in here. So I guess I'll just do half and half. So half of the polka dot and half of the blue, and we'll see how that does. So I can't wait to see how these go. I like the fact that they're clear so I can see the little root system. So this can handle some chill. So basically once I get it going, I'll probably put it on the porch for a little bit until I figure out what I'm doing with the high tunnel situation. And then I'll give them a spot until I'm ready to put them out for good. So I'll see you guys. I'll do this and then come back later. Here is the bachelor button. As you can see, this thing right here, I use warm water, and so now the temperature is 68 degrees, and the humidity is kind of going up, it's kind of going down. I'm going to put it on a heating mat and put the temperature gauge in that, and that should change the humidity. So that is one set done. I think I'm going to do some Scabiobsa now, so let me pull out those seeds. Okay, guys, so in terms of Scabiobsa, I'm going to do Beaujolais, Bonnet. I don't know if any of those actually bloomed last year, so I'm going to start those now. I'm also going to do Fata Morgana, which is kind of like a cream pinkish color. Then I'm going to do Perfecta Clear Blue, which I think is the traditional blue Scabiobsa. And then I'm going to do some Salmon Queen. And then I think I'm going to do a whole tray of these Stellata pincushion flower. They're the ones everybody used for the seed pod. So For this one, I'm going to use the, how did I misplace that quickly? Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna use this one. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go do, let's see, because it's got 4, I think I'm gonna do 2 in each, so 24 of the 4, and then I'll do a complete tray of the pin cushion, excuse me, the Stellata pin cushion. So yeah, well, let me get on this. All right, guys, here we go. So that is the Perfecta Blue, the Salmon Queen, the Fata Morgana, the Beaujolais Bonnet, and then of course the Stellata. So this is filling up very nicely, and you know, things are putting on growth, they're getting bigger. So the next few days are supposed to be nice. So some of these seedlings I may actually take outside and put like on the front porch just to get some, you know, warmer weather. So anyway, guys, that's it for tonight. I will see you tomorrow.